Hi, I'm sitting here with Frank Del Vecchio. Frank, tell us about yourself.
All right. For those of you who don't know, my name's Frank Del Vecchio. I'm 18 years old, and right now I'm taking college courses on Education Connection.
All right, now Frank, explain that.
I do. So, right now I'm 18, but my struggle to overcome adversity came at a very young age. I was 14 years old, where I saw my father sleeping with another woman. Came home one day, heard noises upstairs. Me being me, wanted to see what it was, went up, opened the wrong door, and my father sleeping with another woman.
All right, now Frank, this is like a big problem in your life that I'm sure you had to overcome dealing with it, and I guess just being able to live with it, and that's just in the book, like Lewis, he came back from war, and the war had such a traumatic impact on him that he couldn't even make it up a stairs by himself, or even down a set of stairs. It was just such a struggle for him because of how the war had such a terrible impact on him. Now, how did your situation have a really deep impact on you?
Unlike his situation, this was kind of a internal conflict to me.
Mm-hmm.
My problems. I had to go to therapy for this, and went to multiple therapists, guy after guy after guy, shrink after shrink after shrink, psychic after psychic, on and on and on. And I guess it was just time took its course as time went on. I matured and I just faced the truth the way it was, and I was just like, I didn't want it to go like this, but I just have to be the bigger man. I have to move on, and I have to, focus on me, focus on my mother and my sister, and that was that.
Now, in the book, I guess his Lewis's biggest solution, like I guess the overall thing was, I mean, like the golden retriever that he got. I mean, as silly as it is, it could be a big thing, or you can even look at it as a small thing. But as silly as that was, that just that dog had helped him overcome all these problems that you never think that just simply a dog would do. I mean, he came back from war not even be able to walk upstairs, or even he couldn't even take the bus to get somewhere. Like, that's how bad it was. But there's this dog that, I mean, who would ever thought that like just a thing as small as a
Yeah.
dog could help him overcome the traumatic effects that could have scarred him for life. Okay. When Lewis got home from war, he kind of like cut off all the things that meant something to him. He kind of wanted to, I guess he wanted to be alone in a way. Like, he cut off his family. He cut off like things he liked. He cut off things like he used to do. Like someone.
When I saw this, it took me a while, and I kind of cut myself off from my friends, from my family, because although they were all there to support me and try to help me become who I am today, it was just this idea that nobody really understood what I was going through, and I just felt like no matter what they said or no matter what they did, it it really wouldn't help because they were never in the situation that I was in. So this was just something I had to do by myself, and I didn't really want anybody else to, kind of help me do it.
And now, like in the book, Lewis's dog had come from a hard place too. I believe, he was helping boys at some type of facility. He was helping boys overcome and open doors that they couldn't see before that. Now, I mean, like I said before, like that dog was just a little small part, a little small thing, but you never think that
Yeah.
something like that could help him that much. Did you have a particular thing, or maybe even a person, or an object, or something you watched, or something like that helped you overcome, just like Lewis's dog did?
Uh, Something like a dog. Unlike Lewis, I never really had anything like a dog. Nothing like an animal or like a material item that I had to, kind of help me go through my time. It was just, days and days and days and, months after months of just, trying to like contemplate the situation and just, kind of, self-evaluate and have myself get over it.
Now, would you say you were on your own? You were more on your own than you were with somebody. So, like, you were
Absolutely.
unlike Lewis in that way. Like,
Mhm.
he kind of had someone something like the dog, he kind of had someone more on his side, and you were kind of more alone in that terms.
Yes. I would like to say I was more alone than Lewis. Although I feel like what Lewis had to go through was probably a lot more painful than what I had to go through. So shout out to Lewis.
All right, thank you so much, Frank. It's been a pleasure interviewing you. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Hi, I'm here interviewing Joe Galata about his experience with Hurricane Sandy. He has a story of overcoming adversity. Joe?
Alright, well, back in October 2012 when the storm was rolling in, we were told to evacuate, but we didn't evacuate. And we knew this was probably a bad choice, but we had so much things to protect in the house that we did it. And as the day went on, it just continues to get worse and worse. And eventually we started seeing water come up, and water flooded the basement. And a lot of our things got messed up and destroyed, and we lost a lot of money because the insurance was being difficult about it.
Okay, now in the book Until Tuesday, Lewis goes through the major struggle of coming home from war and him not being able to function or just do the everyday tasks he needs to do in life. So now, how could you relate to Lewis in that sense about how the storm really impacted your life?
Well, I mean, the majority of my house was destroyed after the storm, and we were displaced for a long time, living in different houses all over Staten Island. And while they repaired the house, we just couldn't function. I had to go to school, living in other houses, and my clothes were all over the place, and it was just really difficult to adjust to a new lifestyle.
All right, now in the book, to help Lewis overcome these struggles, he has a dog to help him like that, and the dog basically goes everywhere with him, helps him with the tasks that he should be able to do on his own, but yet he can't. So now let me ask you, is there something that you had in your life, maybe a person, a symbol, anything similar to Lewis's dog that helped you overcome the problems that you struggled in the hurricane?
Well, I mean, not only the love and support from my friends and family, the next day after the storm, the sun came out, and that just reminded me of how there's always a new beginning, you always get a fresh start, and after every disaster, there's always a light at the end of the tunnel.
All right, so now, I mean, in the book, Lewis just had, he kind of didn't have that much hope, but over time he kind of gained it just from seeing how the dog had just something as little as a dog had helped him overcome these little things that he never thought could be accomplished just by having something small as that. Is there anything that you could relate just as similar as that, or?
Well, not really on that level, but there's a ton of people that helped me through the process and helped me to endure this whole struggle.
Like who are those
like
people?
My grandparents especially, they took us in during our time of need. They cooked for us, they washed our clothes, and helped pay for the renovations of the basement to get our house back and running.
All right, thank you so much, Joe. Okay, I'm here with Connor Williams, and he has a story he wants to share about how he himself overcame adversity. Connor, do you want to tell the story?
Hi. When I was about 8, my uncle announced that he was divorcing my aunt, and they have 2 kids, so it was really hard on them and the whole family. And he has been depressed since before I was born, and he wouldn't seek treatment for it or anything. But I never really saw that because I only went there on vacations. But we talked to him a lot on the phone and stuff, so I was really close to him. And when he divorced, it kind of came as a shock. And then about 3 weeks later, we heard that he killed himself.
All right, so Connor, that's quite the story. So in the book Until Tuesday, the main character Lewis really focuses he has a very, very tragic event, just like a very similar to yours actually. Something that on the same page that's that bad. And in the book, Lewis comes home from war and he's in extreme shock. And if you didn't read the book, it's about how he couldn't deal with life basically. Like he got home from war and he was so traumatized he couldn't perform the tasks he needed to just to go about his everyday life. Like he couldn't walk down the stairs by himself to go make himself dinner, or he couldn't leave his house by himself with just like how scared he was and how in shock he actually was himself. So now, I mean, can you relate to how devastating it, were you basically in shock when this happened to you?
I was definitely in shock because it was a man that I had known for my whole life and had loved visiting them, and I always wanted to sleep over their house instead of my grandma's and stuff, so I knew him really well. and I don't know. It was weird to feel that he was gone.
So now, I mean, in the book, he has something that helps him get through like this tragedy, and the biggest, well, I guess the only thing that he that helps him get through it is his dog, and the thing small as a golden retriever could help him get through those tragic times that he just couldn't deal with by himself. And that dog, believe it or not, that dog helped him just make it through every day, make it through the weeks and the months, and slowly help him recover to the person that he is now, and that how he continues to live his everyday life, how someone should, not someone who came back from the war, not someone who's traumatized. He now lives his life as a normal human being. Now, Connor, let me ask you: Did you have something that you could turn to, or that would help you out with your situation, that would kind of put you in a better state of mind?
So what helped me through was music. I kind of discovered my dad's record player and all the music that he had. Started getting into listening to it all the time whenever I started thinking about it and stuff. So that helped me through it a lot.
All right, Connor, thank you so much for letting me interview today. All right, so now, as you can see from these 3 people I interviewed, from Connor, John, and Joe, all these people that I interviewed definitely had to overcome some major struggles in their life that definitely affected them deeply as a person, and they all had things just like Lewis that helped them get through it. Things that you would never expect could help somebody like that, but it helped them get through the terrible times that they were facing.